What's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new FC25 video. Today we're going to be looking at the 4-3-3 attack formation, and we're going to be going through the tactics, the roles, everything that we do during the game, how the players are going to play in each position. So we're going to have a nice long video, and then I'm also going to show you the formations that I change into for the defensive sort of style and an attacking sort of style that you can take into rivals, champs. Even if you want to take it into squad battles, go ahead. So let's get straight to it. So you can see the 4-3-3 is what we're using. Let's look at sort of the standard sort of display first. How we're going to start the game, probably how we're going to go for the first, maybe 1-0, 1-0 down, sort of 1-all, you know, sort of an even sort of scoreline. So we are playing on a balanced build-up style, just to keep it very sort of in the mix, very balanced. You can play sort of short, you can play long, you can play counter doing this, so just very, very well rounded. Just makes the team really, really nice going forward. The defensive approach will be balanced, but it will be a line height of 60. This means that your team's going to sit a little bit further forward, so a couple of the players are going to go for interceptions and jump into the midfield to make those interceptions. So that's just going to give you a little bit more of sort of a win the ball back, and then you can go ahead and counter. So that's just what I like to sort of play it as, which I think is the best way to go. Into the player roles. We'll start at the back, so we've got goalkeeper of Dudek with goalkeeper ++ on Dudek, and he is on defensive instead of balance, just because I like to keep my goalkeeper in goal. If I want my goalkeeper to come out, I'll hold triangle or Y on my controller and I'll bring him out. I don't want the AI to be doing it itself, because sometimes they come out and they make stupid decisions that I personally wouldn't make, and it just messes up everything for me. So that's just how I play it. The two centre-backs are both on defend. I honestly wouldn't use ball-playing centre-back or stopper this year. Both of them are really, really crap, to be honest. They'll just push your defenders out of line, and when you're already playing sort of how this team plays, you're going to want to keep those two centre-backs back at all times. Into the full-backs, both of the full-backs are on left-back and are on wing-back, the left-back and right-back, but they're both on wing-back balanced. This just gives you a bit more support going into the midfield and also going into attack, so you can sort of get a little overlap with Dalot or Mendy over the top of Shevchenko and Neymar, and both of them are good enough to put in a cross or cut in and play a nice little pass into the midfield, into the cam. So it just gives you a little bit more of an attack, but they're also not too far forward. So don't use attacking wing-back, or they will be too far forward in this formation. So then you also have that sort of defensive cover, which is quite nice as well. If you do want to, and you do find it a little bit too aggressive, you can change sort of whichever one is the better defensive player to fullback defend if you want to, which I will show you now. Just makes... So for me, it'll be Mendy. So when you're with the ball, it will sort of push them into a 3-back. So it'll just make it a bit more defensive, and Dalot will still push doing that. But personally, I like it in wing-back. Just means that Dalot and Mendy will both push, and then they will both drop at the same time. Just keeps it sort of quite balanced. Into the midfield, both of the centre mids I have on box-to-box. I have probably used every single combination this year. I've used one player on box-to-box, one player on holding. I've used one player on holding, one player on playmaker, one on box-to-box, one playmaker. And to be honest, the best is both of them on box-to-box. I found when one was on box-to-box, one was on holding, the box-to-box player was actually sitting further back than the holding player was, and they were always the one to push forward. It just didn't work very well. Same with playmaker. Again, the box-to-box player then seemed to be pushing further forward, and the playmaker was pulling back a little bit. So overall, just keep them both box-to-box. Both will push, both will defend, so keep sort of well-rounded players. I've got Petit on the right-hand centre mid, Bellingham on the left. Personally, I'd want somebody a bit more well-rounded than Petit, but I got lucky out of my icon pack to get him, so Petit's got to be playing, and he does have box-to-box plus, which is really, really nice. The cam, I have Messi at the moment as a shadow striker. You can also use playmaker, but I wouldn't recommend it as much. I think due to the newest update, the newest patch, Shadow Striker has had a bit of a boost. I'm noticing Messi getting into some really, really nice areas, and he doesn't even have the roll plus, so I do think that Shadow Striker is the way forward. Both the left wing and right wing are both on inside forward attack. I just prefer to keep them forward, use them really as a left forward, right forward, almost like the 4-3-2-1 from last FIFA, which was easily the most OP formation. But it just helps keep them sort of quite narrow, almost as strikers. It just gives Ronaldo a bit more support in the striker role. It just works really, really nicely for me. Having them on attack will keep them forward, so having Dalot and Mendy a little bit further forward as well is nice, so then you can easily get the ball into the wings. If you don't have them on that, it might be a little bit more difficult because you won't have anybody down that channel. And then the striker is an advanced forward. Personally, I use either advanced forward or poacher. You could also use in this formation. I wouldn't use the false 9. As you'll see, it just drops straight into... I mean, Messi and Ronaldo are on top of each other there. You're just going to cause so much congestion going forward, so I wouldn't bother. Target forward, maybe, but he's going to try and take it into feet too much, I think, so I wouldn't really bother with that either. I'd say either advanced forward with a player like Ronaldo. You could either use like my Shevchenko, who I have in right wing, as a striker. Anybody like that, really, or a Haaland with poacher on. So go for it. Give that one a go. So that is with and without the ball. And just underneath the main tactics there, you can see the code. You might be able to see it a little bit easier here as well. Yeah, there you go. So just underneath main tactics there, you can see the code on the screen now. So next we're going to look at more of a defensive style. So this is what you want to pop into when you're sort of leading by a couple of goals, or maybe it's getting late in the game and you're 1-0 up and you just want to close out the game, sort of 85th minute, 80th minute, just want to sort of stop it. So it is the 4-4-1-1, so it's a very similar formation, just sits a little bit further deeper with a left mid and right mid instead. And as you will see, when you play with and without the ball, it sits very, very sort of defensive with the 2 centre mids as holding. So that is without the ball, and that is without the ball, and that is with the ball. So, or that is, you know what I mean. The build-up style is on short passing, just so you don't sort of push too many players forward. You want to keep it sort of nice, compact, tight. Create a lot of triangles in the midfield. You can make some nice passing lanes. As you can see, sort of triangle-wise, you've got Petit to Militao, Dalot, and then Petit, Shevchenko, Dalot. So you can sort of play around those players and push it forward quite nicely. Same on both sides, and all of them also feed into Messi, and then from there you can feed into Ronaldo. The defensive approach is deep, so it's a 30 line height. Just, we don't want anybody's Mbappe getting in behind, especially this weekend. I've noticed with that 95 Mbappe with his 504 pace, you definitely want to keep a little bit deeper, so then when you do play players like that, they're not going to just blaze them behind you and that's it, you've lost your lead, or you're another goal sort of closer to going back to a draw. So into the player roles, we're going to go a little bit quicker through this one, as it's not as important as sort of the main tactics. Again, we got Dudek on goalkeeper, defend. Again, you don't want the AI doing it for you. Do it yourself. Don't be lazy. Just do it yourself. We've got Varane and Militao. I think they've actually swapped around. I don't know why, but that's the way that they are. Defender, defend on both of them. The fullbacks are both on fullback defend in this one, just to keep them a bit more defensive. We don't want to push them up with wing back. The 2 centre mids are the holding and defend on both of these. Again, we don't want to push too much, so box to box, they are going to get a little bit too further forward, so just keep them both holding and they will stay back. We have the left mid and right mid as wide midfielders. This sort of pushes them out wide, will create a couple of options, but it'll also help them defend. They are on wide midfielder defend. If you had them on sort of balance, they will be a little bit higher, so if you want to do that, go ahead, but personally, you're defending, so you're going to want it in defend. You're going to want to hold on to that lead, so you're going to want all the men back, so then you've got more options as well when you win the ball back to get it into attack, because the best form of defense really is attack. So you want to get that ball from your defense, you want to get it up, and then you can play it into the wide players. That person might have overcommit here and there because they're really pushing for a goal. It just lets you get in behind quite nicely, and then you can run it up if you need to be a rat in the 90th minute, stick it in the corner flag, you know, do what you need to do. Messi as Cam with playmaker. There's not really another option, to be honest. I would like something a bit further back, but to be honest, balanced is quite nice. Roaming, you'll see he moves into quite a lot of areas. We want to still keep him quite central, keep him nice and tight, so then if we do get an attack, Messi can be one of the first people to go forward. And playmaker is just better. Half winger, he's just going to be all over the place. There's not really much you can do with half winger. Same with Shadow Strike, he's just going to push a bit too much. Playmaker just keeps him that little bit deeper. And again, Ronaldo, on this one we have advanced forward but complete, just so he can sort of push out wide a bit more. You'll see the sort of green lines there. He can push wide if needs be, so he can sort of pop into different areas. And when you want to play the ball forward, he will sort of get onto the end of it no matter where you are. So yeah, that is that one. So again, you'll see the code on the screen now, just under where it says defensive. So yeah, if you want to copy that one, you can do. Go ahead. And then lastly, we're going to be look at the attacking style. So again, in goal, we've gone. Well, let's look at the build-up style first. So for this one, we've gone for counter, just because we want the ball to be moved quick. We want to transition quickly from defence into attack, and we want to get the ball as high as we can. The defensive approach is on high, with a line height of 80. The player roles in goal, again, Dudek, goalkeeper, defend. We've said it twice already, just keep him back. We don't want to push him out, so let's just do that. Defender, defend on both the centre-backs. Again, don't use the other two, they are crap. The left back and right back are both on attacking wing back. As you can see, when you are with the ball, they will sort of push. So this is a really, really attacking formation, and it just works really, really nicely going forward. And when you do have the ball, and if you do lose it in attack, the players are there to make the interceptions really, really quick, so they will be able to do it. The two centre mids are both on playmaker attack in the middle. You can have them on roaming if you want to. It would just mean they go a little bit wider. And personally, I like to keep them quite narrow, because then if you do lose the ball, they're still able to sort of sit in the middle and they will defend. So they won't be too far sort of out wide and out of position, so you can just go straight forward. The left wing we have inside forward, and that is same as the right wing. On this one, you can either use balanced or attack, or roaming really. I prefer balanced, just because they then sort of tuck inside, and then you've got the attacking wing back that will sort of cover the space just to the side of them, just behind them, and then you can overlap as well with the attacking wing back and get a nice little sort of driven cross in, or you know, you can create a sweaty goal to one of your strikers. And then both of the strikers are on advanced forward, but something that's a little bit different with this one, we have the sort of less mobile striker, so the one that's going to be sort of your focal point. So for me, that's Ronaldo. Hasn't got the pace like Shevchenko has, so he's just going to sort of sit in the attack. So that's what he does. As you can see, with and without the ball, he just sort of sits in that area. And then we have Shevchenko, who will sort of move a little bit more, so he's a bit more versatile. It means that Messi can then cut inside and Shevchenko will drift out onto the right wing, meaning that Messi will get a chance to sort of play striker a little bit, and Shevchenko will still get the sort of option to play as the right wing like he does in the sort of standard 4-3-3 attack. So that is just how I like to play that one. So that, again, if you need a goal, you're 1 goal down, 2 goals down, it's late in the game, switch to this one, and you can just push, and you will just absolutely bombard your opposition, and I can guarantee you will score a goal. You may sort of get countered, and you are going to have to sort of do some really good defending, but you will guarantee a goal pretty much by switching to this and getting forward into attack. Now again, underneath attacking there, you will see the code, so go ahead, copy that one again if you want to use it. And yeah, that will be all of the 3 tactics that you can go forward with. I'll show all the codes again here on the screen, so if you want to copy them, go ahead, you can pause them. And I will show you the team once more, but that is that for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, smash a like on the video, subscribe, let me know what I could do different. I'm always sort of trying to hear feedback and things, so that would be really, really good if you could let me know what you think of the video, what you think I could do better next time. And yeah, thank you so much for watching the video, and hopefully see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.